Okay, let's go.
Well, hi, friends of the Coachella Valley. José here from the New Mindset. Well, today I'm bringing you an episode. So first, before I introduce you, let me tell you how we found you.
Okay.
We are part of the Chamber of Commerce of Palm Desert.
Okay.
And one of the groups there, I believe, it's Desert United. And they did a highlight on you.
Yes.
And my team sent it to me and said, oh my gosh, look at this girl. Like, she was talking about,
Thank
you should
you.
do an intro on your business. And I was like, wow, let's reach out to her, see if she's available, and we'll chat.
Yes.
And here you are,
Yes,
you know, like it was
thank
just one of
you.
those synergy type of moments that I'm very appreciative of.
Yes,
And
me too.
with all that, I'll tell you that you definitely have something about you really speaks through a screen. So I can't wait to hear your
Thank
story.
you.
With that
Thank
being
you
said,
so
I'm
much.
here with Joanna Rios, owner of JD Aesthetics in Palm Desert, California.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
This
you.
is
for having me.
quite the unique situation we're in because we're stuck in the office. But
It's
Johnson,
okay.
let me get right from the start. So let me take you back.
Okay.
Tell me about your roots. So are you of Latin heritage or something else?
I am. So my family's from Chihuahua and Mexicali. So
Fantastic.
yeah, a lot of people have
That's
family
awesome.
from Mexicali.
That's why your hair is so good.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, makes sense.
Joanna with the good hair.
That's stop. Okay. So your family is from Mexico. You grew up where?
I grew up here in La
Here in
Quinta.
Coachella.
Yeah, the Coachella
Okay.
Valley.
So you live here your whole life?
I lived here my whole life.
Okay.
I did move to Orange County for a couple of years to get my
Okay.
degree, and then I moved back in 2013.
What school did you attend there in OC?
Stanbridge University.
Oh, fantastic.
So I
And
got
what degree did you get?
occupational therapy.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that it's because it's occupational therapy, it's related to work, but it goes hand in hand with physical therapy, actually. So
I was in a car accident in 2012, and they told me I wasn't going to be able to walk anymore.
oh my gosh.
And I had to go through all this physical therapy because I had like no feeling in my like toes and
that's
stuff.
so
It was
scary.
so bad. Like
Yeah.
the seatbelt, I'm an advocate for seatbelts. Seatbelt
Yeah,
really truly
same
saved
here.
me. And I'll tell you that without the physical therapist, you know,
Right.
I could have been like, no, I'm never going to do it. And I'm glad that I didn't have that energy, but the physical therapist really
Yeah, they
stepped up.
give you that push and that
100%.
intervention that you need.
And so that's what you studied. Let me take you a little bit further back. So growing up in your family here in La Quinta, how you have siblings?
I do. I have
Okay.
3 sisters.
Oh my goodness. Are you like the oldest middle child?
No, I'm the third.
So you're the youngest.
One.
No,
I have
you're the
another
third. There's
sister.
one more.
The
and then-
third. Yeah, there's one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you look so young. You look like you're in your 20s.
Oh, Botox. Botox.
Well, there you go, guys. JD Aesthetics.
It's aesthetically.
Oh my god! And so, do you still reside here in La Quinta?
I do.
Okay, where'd you go to high school?
La Quinta High School.
So you really truly are just like a
I'm
desert
just
in
a
and
desert
out.
girl. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I love it here.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? A lot of the people that live here come from other places, but people that grew up here stay here, right? Some
Right.
people leave where they're from.
Yeah.
That's fantastic that you stayed.
Well, some people leave and come back like I
True.
did, you know,
That's right.
and when you're young, you don't appreciate like all the good things that are out here as much as, you know, when you get older. Like,
Yeah.
I just love it here now.
Yeah, you got a taste of that fast-paced life.
Yeah, exactly. In Orange County,
Orange
I'm
County,
like, I mean,
oh,
I love
gosh.
it there too, but I love it here more.
Yeah, no, of
Yeah.
course, of course. Take me back a little bit to your high school years, because you got the idea to be in, you know, helping people.
Mhm.
Where did you get that inclination? Like, what came about that you decided that's the path I want to take?
You know, I think I've always just been like a natural nurturer, you know, like I love helping people. And I originally wanted to be a nurse. And when
Okay.
I spoke to my counselor when I was registering for school, she says, I just think you would be so well in occupational therapy. I think you would love it. And at that time, I didn't even know what it was myself, you know? And then I did some research on it and I came back to her and I'm like, this is where I want to go. I definitely want to help people, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the route that I took. So yeah.
Do you feel like maybe was that the encouragement you needed? Somebody telling you don't do this, do that? or would you have discovered it?
I do think so. I think that's great, because as a counselor, she kind of knew which way I should go as far as my personality,
Okay.
So,
she sat with you for 5 minutes. She's like, hold on.
Hold on. No.
None of this nonsense. You're not sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
And so you go to school for that. You come back.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you start into this career? What was the starting day? What was day one for you?
For paramedical tattooing. So I actually, when I came back...
Well, let's go back. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me go back a little. When you came back from school, you came back as a physical therapist, I'm assuming?
Occupational therapist,
I'm sorry. And so did you find a job in that, your first gig with that degree, or?
So I didn't. So actually I have it under my belt. When I moved back, I had a friend get me a job at the Empire Polo Grounds, because I had just moved back. Mm-hmm. So I still had to study for my boards at that time.
Okay.
And I loved it there so much at the Polo Grounds, and we were making such good money that I just stayed there. And I became like a family with everybody, and I was there for 10 plus years.
Again, you look like you're in your 20s. I don't know how you're getting all this time from. What are you talking about? So wait a minute. So you're telling me that you got you graduated with a degree, you came out, and you didn't really use it for something.
I really didn't, but it taught me a lot. It gave me that knowledge. It gave me that degree on my belt. So I appreciate the time that I studied for that. Like, it was a great experience for me.
Okay. So at what point were you put into this new path? So now let's talk about it, because you don't just do like cosmetic. What you do is so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what it is. What's it called?
So it's paramedical tattooing.
Paramedical tattooing. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of that.
Yes,
I was in the medical field myself. And I've never, ever heard of anything like that. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. Where did that idea come about? How many of you are there out there? Tell me about it.
Okay, so it's actually fairly new, which is why I'm so excited, and why I'm excited that I brought it out here to the Valley. So my trainer, she actually studied out in Brazil, I believe, because it was so new as well. She brought it to San Diego, which is shout out to Chanel Lopez at the Beauty Plug, because she's just so amazing and so knowledgeable. I did my research on it because I saw it coming up on my Instagram feed, but a lot of women were doing it out in LA. And so I did my research for about a year to make sure that I found the right trainer who knew what she was doing, who was accredited and licensed and all of that, So I went through extensive training in San Diego with Chanel, and I just fell in love with it. And I thought, I have to bring this to the Valley. I know a lot of us women, even males, want to cover up some insecurities, like are self-conscious of some scars or stretch marks, I mean, who wouldn't want, that, but.
Yeah, 100%. I do. I have my scars. I like carrying them. But I've never heard of the chance of the cicatricure.
Oh.
For those of you that don't know, cicatricure is this Latino. It's this Latin-based medicine. As far as I know, I don't know if
very Latin.
I'm sure it's here in the States, but I know it from it was made somewhere in Oaxaca or Mexico City or something.
Okay.
And it's this type of cream or lotion that magically makes your scars go away. I'm sure it's a treatment that's based on medical, because it is out there for purchase, and it's an application that maybe takes, I don't know, probably a year to see results. How long does it take to see results with your stuff?
4 to 6 weeks.
Ergo the difference.
And if you need another session, which most of the time you don't, 2 to 3 sessions, and so it also depends on how bad and big your scar is, or how big your stretch mark is. But it's a 4 to 6 week process.
So I asked you this before we had this interview, but I'm going to ask you again. Are you a tattoo artist, or are you in the medical field?
I am considered a tattoo artist because I am using needles and I am using skin tone pigments.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So
yes.
How much is a sleeve?
Well, minor.
Did you find yourself introducing this into the market? Like, was it hard for you, or or did people kind of fly to you? What was the reaction?
The reaction
Because again, it's super new.
It is very new.
Yeah.
And the reaction is the same every time. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was out there. Sign me up, or let me tell my family, let me tell my friends. It's all been word of mouth, and it's been amazing.
You know what's also word of mouth is BuzzBox.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to segue. Before I segue into our first commercial, let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
This is so new. How long have you been doing this for?
So I've been doing this since April. I opened up my shop.
So literally
in
this
April.
year. It's not like it's been around forever.
No.
Okay, so you started this year. I'm sure you're having an uphill battle. When we come back from commercial, let's talk about today and what that's like.
Okay.
All right, let's cut to it. José here from the new mindset of the Coachella Valley. Guys, you got to learn how to take a load off. The work week is so stressful, and everyone here is always looking for the next best thing. You know what? Through the summer, we found a fantastic new place for you to check out. It's in the heart of Palm Springs, and they have so many events. Hotel Zozo.
End your work week with some pool time at Hotel Zozo and chill out to the hits from the 80s to the early 2000s during our Flashback Friday Night Vibes pool party, happening every Friday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Go to Hotel Zozo, palmsprings.com to book your cabana reservations.
And we're back with Joanna Rios. Joanna.
Dang
it. I'll get it right sometime.
Yeah,
promise.
okay.
You definitely are starting a type of movement, if you must, in this aesthetic world, right?
Yes.
And so, what was day one like for you? I mean, I know we're talking about what's going on today, and I want to know how everything is happening today. But what was your day one?
Day one was basically planning my whole administrative side of the business. First, I needed a location. I needed to go through my health inspection. I had to go through my LLC, on all the admin side.
Yeah, most people don't know. You can't just use needles.
Right. You
got to have permits.
Right.
And it's very surgically, you have to be surgically prepared.
Exactly.
Right? So you have to go through this cleaning.
Exactly. You can't do this out of your house, or a studio in your home. You definitely can't do that. It's very sterile. So I had to make sure that I had my ducks in a row on the admin side of it and my business page on Instagram.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so now, talking about today, and I am going to ask you about your business, but let me ask you first about you. So today, you in your own personal life, how do you find yourself in the challenge of having a business that's new to the market and have your family, your things that you do, and your personal life? How do you find and manage that time? How do you do it?
It's all time management, honestly, and big kudos to my husband because he's a big help with that. Like I was telling you, he's like my PR team. He helps me a lot with my brochures, my Instagram, my logos. So that helps me a lot because just making one post takes hours. So it helps to time manage yourself, really, and you got to put time for your family always.
Yeah. It sounds like you need the right people in your team.
Exactly.
How big is your team today?
So there's 2 of us right now.
2 of you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, eventually, as I grow, of course, I'm going to add to it.
Absolutely. So the 2 of you do the same type of job?
No, it's just me and my husband.
Oh my gosh, you make your husband. I thought how many people are doing this type of work?
It's me by myself. Yeah.
That's good and bad, right?
Well, I mean, it can be, but like I said, as I'm growing, I'll be adding to my team.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, what's great about it is you're the person in the market. And you're creating the market.
Right.
And you're the professional I go to. Man, you have it. It's going to be an uphill battle. But you're definitely on the right path for everything.
Right.
And it sounds like you have the right head space to go into that direction.
Exactly.
How do you find yourself today? I'm sure you have to sit through certain meetings and appointments and people coming in and out. And I know you schedule your thing, you create your own space and all that. What's your off time look like? What do you do on your off days?
So on my off time,
Yeah.
it's with my family always. On weekends, we do barbecues, get-togethers. You know, we go to birthday parties.
Of
Like,
course.
we're super family-oriented.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's part of our roots, right?
I think so,
I
yeah.
think so. We love to hang out with our
We
family.
love to gather
Make
with
fun of
everybody.
each other and
Yeah.
bring up old scars.
Exactly. And now conceal them. I'm just
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's really nice that you're doing this, but what types of ages do you see coming through your door?
So it's all 18 and above,
Okay.
you know, because everybody has a scar, everybody has a stretch mark. So I just prefer doing 18 and above for legal reasons.
Do you remember your first client?
Yes.
What can you tell me about them?
Actually, she was amazing. And she sat through it. She followed protocol after. She did all her aftercare. And then her results were just amazing.
Wow.
And she's wanting to come back again to do her scars again.
That's
so
awesome.
I know.
What is the procedure? What does one have to get ready for in order to go into your chair, table, or what have you?
So you got to make sure that you're ready and prepared for the inflammation and the redness afterwards, which is very normal. But that subsides within 2 days. You know, you have to make sure you're not going in the water after, just like any regular incision or tattoo or anything. You don't want to get bacteria into it. So make sure that you do your protocol very well.
Protocols that people have to follow, they're not just like rules that you came up with.
No, absolutely not. No, these are like approved by the health code inspection. Like these.
So everything you do is legit.
Everything is legit.
Stick to everything that you do.
Yes, I am licensed with this. I'm not just.
Super important to tell.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Because some people would hear it, and again, I, as I mentioned a little while ago, I did talk about you to some of my colleagues. As I mentioned, it kind of came up in conversation, you know, and they were kind of like, "Whoa, what is that? I never heard of that." We pulled up your Instagram page. I'm like, "Yeah, it's this," but I'm going to find out today. I've never heard of it.
Thank you.
So unique, such a unique idea.
Yeah, I think
How
so too.
do you think you're helping the community?
Well, because, you know, a lot of women or men, you know, they feel subconscious. It could be like a self-harm scar, or maybe they went and did like a mommy makeover and they were left with even worse scars, you know. And as a mom myself, I was self-conscious over my own stretch marks. You know, it's just something that's more like self-care, self-love, you know. So I feel like I'm helping in that.
I do understand that there are times where sometimes looking at them for a long period of time, you start realizing, man, maybe I could do something to change.
Right.
You're offering the chance for that change to happen.
And there's a solution.
That's fantastic to know. And is it permanent?
They're semi-permanent. So as you grow or throughout the years, if any changes happen or you get more stretch marks or they extend, I can definitely modify them as you grow. Basically.
Oh, okay. So they would, yeah, I would think so, right? Because sometimes you expand, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, sometimes
you know, when it gets hot, you're inside, so you eat more donuts. whatever it is, stay here. Well, I want to ask you, have you been out in the public eye with all this yet?
I actually have. So I've been trying to make my connections and networking. And just yesterday, I was at the Palm Desert Chamber of Commerce Mixer. So I've been,
nice.
Yes.
Oh, you met David White.
I met Angie.
Angie.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Of course.
Yes. I met David with the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce last week. So I've just been trying to connect city to city, put my name out there and show myself basically who I am.
Yeah, I mean,
and introduce my business.
And you're so charismatic. I mean, you definitely have an aura about you. Like I said, it's palpable through the screen. So meeting you in person is only... it only enhances the experience, right?
Thank you so much.
Do you have any scars that you just don't touch?
So I don't really want to touch keloid scars, which are more raised scars that look like bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Oh, you mean like a burn?
I can do burn scars, but sometimes scars get bubbled up. And you have to take...
Oh, okay. I understand. It's like when
they pop out.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just a little bubble that never goes away.
Correct.
Your skin almost grows on top.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Technically, I can work on those. They would have to go through a process with their physician and get an antibiotic. treatment for it to reduce that inflammation.
Right. Or get it extirpated or something, right?
Yes, and then I can work on it.
So sutures, so the things that are closed up, basically.
Yes.
Is what that's your
absolutely
your main, I don't know, sandwich is that.
There's so many types of different scars. Like even with the burn scar, they could be flat. You know what I mean? All scars, they're all different. Wow. So
no size, whatever size.
Whatever size.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mentioning this again because the scar I have on my chest, now that I'm thinking about it, the scar I had on my chest when I originally got it, it was a burn mark. Right? It was a 2nd-degree burn.
Oh, wow.
The seatbelt.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a horrible accident.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know how long. But the seatbelt really created a 2nd degree. And when I was healing, it would scar, but the scar would itch sometimes. So every now and then I just kind of felt myself kind of dabbing it, and the scabies would come up. But then the scar that was left behind, without, I mean, think about it, was one that had both straight lines and those little bubbles you're talking about.
Oh,
so I never thought of them as anything other than just
a scar, just
you know, just like, oh, it is what it is.
You know, the crazy thing is that the itching during a scar healing is normal, and you should always get that. And so,
right. Yeah, like if you don't get it, there's something else.
I
think it's a temptation too.
I know, right?
Oh, man. That's insane. Well, now that I told you all about my life, let's get to the next commercial. When we come back, let's talk about the future of JD Aesthetics and where it's going.
Good.
Awesome. We'll be back. At every episode, I make sure my guest has my favorite drink in hand, BuzzBox. My favorite is the perfect margarita, and today we invited somebody from headquarters, Alicia, to tell us what her favorite is and why.
Hi, I'm Alicia here at BuzzBox headquarters, and if you ask me what my favorite cocktail is, I'd have to say the Tequila Paloma. From the sweet grapefruit to the zing of the lime, all you have to do is shake the box, pour it over ice, and it's ready to drink. Like having your very own bartender, BuzzBox is ready to serve you.
So if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at The New Mindset OTCB. You'll find our link tree with the direct link to our code for a 20% off on your next purchase.
Wow.
Find your flavor today. Now let's get back to the show. All right, here we are yet again. I'm going to ask you something that I ask all of my guests.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in the next month or year or 5 years? Where do you see yourself tomorrow?
Oh my gosh, busy.
Yeah, right.
Book. I do eventually want to open up like a big studio, you know, and that way I could bring in more paramedical tattooists, hopefully start training out here in the Valley so that I can bring more artists out here.
Do you feel, so you would stay here in the Valley?
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
There might be a chance for you to make it more worldwide. Would you do that?
Absolutely. Good. Yes. The more people I can help.
I mean, like I said, you're at the cusp of the beginning of an iceberg. Correct. I think. Yes. Or as I've researched her and now I'm talking to you.
Yes.
I can tell you that you're at the cusp of a beginning of something crazy that I've never heard of before.
I agree.
And you truly are pioneering something unique. This episode's going to go down as one of those I told you so moments.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you're going to have so many offices open. I'm never going to be able to sit with you and talk like this again.
Sure you will. I'll always make that.
It's really good to know that you're so involved in the community. But again, I ask you, what does the next year look like to you?
You know, I want to be able to be a member of all the chambers out here in the Valley and just keep connecting and networking with everybody, you know? Yeah.
What is your goal as far as your intake of customers? Do you have, I'm sure you see, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I would assume you and I were talking, you see sometimes more women than men. Correct. You want to start catering maybe to men as well. And
I do.
That takes a little bit of information.
Right. I just feel like some more men are a little more macho, I guess you can say, that probably think that they wouldn't need it as much, or they probably think aesthetically it's just for women.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, but this isn't.
I made the comment, right? I carry my scar and I don't mind it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So you explained
but
the
some people
thing.
love their scars. It's
right.
how you feel, you know, but this is for men and women.
That's fantastic.
You know? Yeah.
And I asked you earlier, you said that you prefer 18 and over.
Correct.
We know that there are, you know, children that have scars and not you know, whether they're born with it or something. So the reason you don't touch that is because of why would that be?
I just feel like I said, for legal purposes and at a young age, you know, they can't make that decision on their own, you know, because at the end of the day, I am using needles.
I see what you mean.
I just wouldn't want to go there.
I understood. Now I understand it. It's not that you're not, I got it. So it's more like, this is a tattoo.
Right.
Regardless.
I am using a tattoo machine. Yes.
Right. And children, they could.
Yes.
They could like their skin could get darker.
Exactly.
I see.
And they're growing so fast too. So it's going to change. It's going to change.
Ah, that's smart. I didn't think of that. That's smart. I mean, hey, you know, like I said, I mean, you're the one in the field. You know exactly what is going to come in and out of, and whatever challenge comes your way, it sounds like you're going to handle it with some awesome knowledge.
Thank you.
Now, you have been, if you don't mind me asking you this question, how long have you been at this boutique? You said since April.
Since April, correct.
If you were to move and open a new one, where would your new one be?
I want to say in La Quinta.
Okay.
I live in La Quinta. I love La Quinta. You know, sometimes I drive by and I see like new leasing buildings. I'm like, oh my God, maybe here, maybe there. Yeah, but I think La Quinta would be my next.
So let me ask you this now. You are currently working off of that one office in La Quinta. How many people do you see a day?
So a day right now, because it's so new and you know how everything out here is seasonal. Sometimes it's once, sometimes it's none, sometimes
right.
It's
we're in the middle of season.
Yes. So it's like slow season. And for those who don't know, you know, the snowbirds go back to the East Coast.
And snowbirds, for those who don't know that. Yeah. Snowbirds to us, anybody outside of the Coachella Valley, snowbirds are people that come from Canada.
Right.
Or northern United States.
Yes.
And we call them snowbirds because they live in the snow.
Yeah, they live through the snow. Yeah, they come here when it's nice weather and they leave when it's too hot in the summer.
Right. And their staycations are real. Like,
I know, they're amazing.
They're awesome. We love our family in Canada. They're fantastic.
Yay.
So as the season comes, what are your plans for the busy peak seasons?
So just to plan accordingly, like I said, time management, you know, make sure to bring in the clientele that is ready for this and this is what they really want and that they leave satisfied.
Can I pitch you a video? I just thought of one right now. You should do a video where you do like a Christmas special and Santa comes in to get his scars looked at from all the years ago.
I'll do it. Pitch it.
Oh my goodness. I'll record it and send it. You see it, you know where you heard it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, yeah. Really, I can't even begin to think of all the good you're already doing for people. And truthfully, I don't know who I just talked about this in one of my previous episodes, but mental health is something that we all deal with in one way or another. And healing scars is part of it. But being able to do something about the way those scars look, it's another way to enhance that level of feeling better overall.
Yes, I want my clients to know that they are safe with me, you know, that it's a no judgment free zone, you know, and it's confidential.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, I trust you.
Thank you.
I trust you 100%. And I'm sure that people that walk into your office know, I mean, you say hello to them and you talk to them, but just the way you carry yourself.
Thank you.
You're very professional.
Thank you.
And that shows through and through. And so you continue to do that, I'm sure people are just going to flock to you. So right now, you say that everything's word of mouth.
Correct. Or Instagram.
Oh, that's actually not a bad tool.
That's like my main platform.
That's good. I'm going to ask you about that in the next segment. So this is a segue into that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and cut the commercial when we come back. Joanna, today, this podcast is heard around the world. If you have internet anywhere in the world, you can hear our podcast. And believe it or not, I think it's through our guests.
Yeah.
They have family all over the world. And so we are, people listen to us from here in California all the way to Australia.
Oh my God.
And then
I have
some.
family in Australia.
Yeah, really?
Yay,
Oh, when you get numbers out here. So anybody can hear us. And so we're going to come back. I'm going to ask you, your pearls of wisdom. What advice do you have for somebody listening that wants to go into this very, very unique field? Actually, this is probably the best words of wisdom I'm ever going to hear because this is so unique.
Okay.
Well, let's get to it and come back because I can't wait. Let's go. This week's episode of The New Mindset is brought to you by Jeff Mo. Here to tell us more about it is Ozzy, one of the owners. Take it away, bro.
Jeff Mo CBD is a brand based in Southern California. Are you dealing with pain, anxiety, inflammation, stress, and more? Make sure to check us out at jeffmocbd.com. Each batch of our product is lab tested for potency and pesticide. Certificates of analysis can be viewed by going to jeffmocbd.com. So don't panic, it's organic.
All right, and we're back. Before you answer this next question, tell me about that BuzzBox experience.
Oh my God. It literally tastes just like lemonade. That's why I said dangerously good because you won't even know how many.
Let me tell you, BuzzBox always mixes the highest premium tequilas, vodkas, everything that comes with it. I mean,
awesome.
I've always told people I did not like drinking out of the box, anything out of the box.
Oh yeah,
because you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
It's always like a hit and miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's gonna be bad,
sweet,
and sometimes it's gonna be worse.
Right.
And when I found BuzzBox, I'll tell you, shake it, get yourself a cup of ice, and serve it.
Yeah, easy.
It's your own bartender.
So easy.
It's literally if you do just half of one, that's a full cup. So if you go to a party and you get yourself one of the party bundles, they're like, I think $50.
Oh, wow.
You can have 2-3 parties.
Right.
In one of those.
Yeah.
And with BuzzBox, thankfully, the New Mindset helps you with all those discounts across the board.
Amazing.
If you ever want to order those, make sure you check in on that. That's my plug. I just wanted to talk about that because I know you loved it.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. What wisdom, what steps would you say are required to take in order to make a career such as yourself?
I want to say...
And more specifically in your field.
Correct. Make sure that you really do your research on who you train with. Make sure that it's somebody knowledgeable and they continue to mentor you because that's a lot. My trainer is my mentor and she continues to mentor me. I can still be in contact with her. She'll immediately text me back, call me, any little thing, any little question, she's still there. So make sure that you have a good mentor and trainer and that you just continue your education, continue studying, continue feeding your mind with the science behind paramedical tattooing.
What's a brand that you recommend for all of this?
So I use New Conceal with Bianca Festejo. She's actually from the Philippines, but she's universal. And she started this brand that's medical grade products. And it's just so amazing because the ingredients in it are just what gives you the best results. So that's what I've been using. Do
you feel like you can approach this business by just, say, talking to you?
I think, yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, it's how you carry yourself, but not everybody can just introduce the business and not have any knowledge of it. Like you need to know the science behind this and how it works.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Now, what's a good way to reach out to you and have a chat?
So I have my Instagram, which I'm constantly on. It's JD Aesthetics. I'm always on there. You can find me on my website at jdaestheticsllc.com. But yes, my Instagram and my email, which is Joanna at JD Aesthetics LLC.
And that's Joanna with 2 N's?
2 N's, correct. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah,
no H.
Trust me, I do it.
No H.
No H.
No H.
Just Joanna. Don't in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a fantastic... We've been here for 30 some odd minutes. Can you believe that?
Oh my God, really?
I know. That's what I do.
It's breezy.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's been a fantastic interview with you.
Thank you so much.
I really want to thank you for your time. Thank you for JD Aesthetics for all the work that you do. You do so much good. I don't know that if people don't really know too much about it, I do encourage you to go check out her page. because there is a lot of information.
Yes.
The next thing that I want to try to do is bring you out to the public.
Yay!
So I'm going to call you for events. Hopefully you can come out and show people who you are. I know you can't perform surgery out in public.
No.
So you definitely can have informational packets. Maybe we could create something like that. And we'll try to partner up with you to do some giveaways maybe. And we'll make sure to inform the population that you exist, because that's the point.
Yes,
I think when you're a brand new company and something so fresh to you, it's so difficult to explain that to someone.
Yes.
So any bit that helps, we'll try to help you in any way that we can.
Thank you so much.
That being said, I want to thank you guys also for listening. If it's a day for you, have a great day. And if it's night, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.